Hi, this is Ushio and welcome back to Angels with Scaly Wings. We are going to do something that has never been done before in Angels with Scaly Wings. We are going to rescue Amelia. We're going to mess around with the portal. We got Ipsum to help us out. Lorem is here as well. But we're going to call everybody. We're going to essentially rally everybody up. Rescue Amelia. Get Remy his happy ending. Because everybody deserves a happy ending. Everything I've set in motion for the past few weeks is coming on nicely. I've revealed my status as a time traveller to everybody that matters in one way or another. I've managed to finally save Anna. She's safe, alive, and the cure is doing its job to heal her, and she's about to be free of Damien's crap. I've got an all-buddy with Bryce, and even got him to accept that time travel is real, despite his scepticism. With Naomi's help, I even kept Adine safe. Her injuries being prevented will give her the opportunity to finally fly in that damn contest. Lorem and Ipsum are both on board with the idea of what the portal was capable of, and I've also reassured Lorem that just because he's got a rare mutation, that doesn't change who they are in my eyes. Lorem is the best. And finally, Remy. Remy has adopted Amelia with some urging and talking from Adine, and despite our talks and his apologies about his opinions at Anna, I can still sense a bit of lingering jealousy within his eyes. Jealousy that I got the opportunity to do what he never could. The same jealousy that got him angry before I came back into his new and vastly different cycle. I think it's time to change that. If I got to have my happy ending, I don't see why I shouldn't repay his kindness by helping him get his. Time to set the record straight. I told everybody to meet me at my house because we got to talk a lot. Everybody except Naomi arrived on immediate notice. She decided it would be best if she took care of Amelie for the next few hours, so she wouldn't be left alone unsupervised while Adine and Remy are here. Cool, here we go. Let's summon up the troops. Everybody here! Literally everyone. So that's what's up. I did what I came here to do, and now all of you know the whole picture, except for one detail. Which would be... I turn to Remy and look him in the eye. Remy, remember back when we met at the library, and when I joined you for dinner, that I felt something in the air near you? Yeah, I still don't quite understand why you're so pale and so incoherent. Well, I did mention that there was some kind of lingering presence in the office and in your house, and I think I might have an idea as to what's going on now. And you called us here to share that, I assume? It does concern most of you one way or the other, yeah. I think your girlfriend's spirit is restless. Amelia? What do you mean her spirit's restless? I'm not entirely sure, but I definitely recall seeing a glimpse of a female dragon in Remy's office the first time I went to the library. I said I'm a man of science, superstition's not my thing, but there was a chill in the air and that unmistakable sense of being watched. Then while Remy was in the bathroom and we had dinner together, I definitely felt an unnatural chill settle in the room near me. And then just yesterday, I got this weird shiver, and I could hear a female voice call out Remy and the Dean's name for help. And while I don't know how this is possible, I think I know why this is happening. Which would be the fact that I was allowed to do what Remy never got the chance to help the one who he loved the most. I could come back and try again to rescue Anna from her death, and just before I enacted my plan to wait for the cancer cure to be finished in my timeline, Remy got angry at me out of jealousy. Jealousy that I at least get the chance to do this, while he never could. And I think the rest of the universe also thinks so at this point. Why should I be the only one who gets to do this? So, here's what I propose. Based on the same principles and tinkering that allowed me to keep my memories through teleportation, tinkering made by Ibsen here in my timeline, we should also try to go back and save Amelia's life. What do you mean by we? Anna, please. You know as well as I do that I can't do this alone. Izumi would try to kill anybody who would go through the portal to such an early point in the timeline, a point before the portal was ever discovered. But if we could stabilise the portal, go through with enough muscle to keep ourselves safe, and still be few enough to not cause suspicion, we could liberate Amelia to this timeline, heal her sickness, and let her and Remy finally rest. But why would you do this? Why go so far just for my sake? Because it's just the kind of person I am. I can't live my life all happily ever after with Anna knowing I could have done more to help all of my friends. This is a very risky venture. I'm not sure I can agree to help with this. Remember what we talked about when you and Lorem were here last time? I know you told me there would be risks and problems with trusting time travellers, But let me remind you that I've saved Anna, Remy, Lorem, Adine, and in some capacity even Bryce and Maverick. You know that my reasons to be here are purely selfish, that being wanting my friends to stay alive, but you can't tell me I've done more harm than good in the long run. We can't know that to be sure, though. Of course we can. Remember the meteor that would wipe out all of you in just a few short weeks from now? Can you honestly tell me helping you guys avoid extinction would be bad for you in the long run? I suppose you do have a point. So, what do you want us to do then? I need help from each and every one of you in one way or the other. Ibsen can figure out the portal controls, calibrate them, and send a small team with me to the past, preferably to the night that Amelia died. We could keep her warm, evacuate her just in time to this world and heal her. We shouldn't go any further than that, because that would cause way too much suspicion. She was already classified as sick and on medication, and she disappears without a trace on the very night she would have inevitably died anyway. The investigation might end differently, but we won't be there anymore for the consequences. There's going to be a very, very sad Remy in a different timeline with that. I don't know how this would bear on that timeline's Anna with no, I know. But the point is, I need someone to come with me to help escort her, and someone to keep an eye on the skies, since the Dean was flying in the area that night, and someone to keep the portal both open and safe, lest Izmi tried to cut us off from either side. So we got 2 Izmis to fight off right now. Could be a fun time. Judging by your description, you already have a plan. Yeah, could say that. Can you elaborate? Yeah. What's the plan? I proceeded to explain this absolutely ludicrous plan to everybody. Ibsen would calibrate the portal and work on keeping it open for as long as possible, while Bryce, Anna, Lorem and Nadine would come with me to the other side. Maverick and Remy would help secure the portal on our side, just in case this timeline's Izmi would try to interfere, while Anna works on communicating with Ibsen and keeping the portal open on the other side. Bryce would protect Anna, while Adine would escort me close to the ground in the cold winter night, while Lorem would be on reconnaissance in the skies looking out for Adine of the past. Our plan would be enacted at night, giving us scant few hours to attempt this, while trying to make sure Amelia avoids her fate. Frankly speaking, what we're about to attempt is completely insane. But no more insane than what I've already been doing for who knows how long. Still, some doubt lingers, but the fact that everybody is on board with this gives me some semblance of reassurance. Now let's hope this really is the right choice. I mean, we are sort of wrecking a different timeline to, look after our own one, but it's fine, it's dog eat dog out there. Alright, let's go. Go team! And you seriously think this is a good idea? It's a terrible idea, and I'm surprised that everybody here is actually going along with it. You've given me hope. The least I could do is help you see it through. She wouldn't be dead if only I'd noticed her prescription ran out, and she didn't try to get a refill in the middle of winter while sick and alone. She wouldn't have been alone if we didn't have to hide our relationship in fear of what people might have said. I still don't know if I can even agree to this plan. To be fair, in the timeline I came from, the moment I wanted to come back here to save Anna, you immediately got angry that you never got the chance. Well, I'm giving you that chance to you now, Remy. And besides, we're already here. Don't chicken out now. We're gonna do it. What's a chicken, though? It's not the time for this, Bryce. Well, I'm with you, 100%. If we succeed, there won't be a second chance. This will be her first. That's a good way to look at it. And remember, Maverick is our bestie. So, he's got our back. It's gonna be good. Let's go, let's go. I take a deep breath and exhale as I mentally prepare myself for the most insane thing I've ever done. Good, Ibsen. Get the portal calibrated. A year and a half ago, middle of December, disable all temporal failsafes and get us to 6 PM on the 21st. Be sure to save the original coordinates already in the system too. Maverick, you scan the perimeter for a masked human female wearing a cowl and make sure she doesn't interfere. Understood. Bryce, Adine, Lorem, Anna, the 4 of you are going with me. We're going through to the past. That's kinda like, if you had the invitation, would you go? I think it would be interesting and fun. Bryce, you'll stay at the portal and make sure the past version of the masked human doesn't interfere with us. Anna, help Ibsen keep the portal open on our side. Lorem, you'll fly above us for recon, and Nadine, you're with me. Wait, why don't I get to go with you? Because you're even more emotionally invested in this than Nadine, and I'm pretty sure the moment you lay eyes on her, You tried to do something insane like hug her in public. We need you on this side to help Ipsum keep the portal stable. But by that logic, I shouldn't come either. You were the last dragon Amelia ever saw. She'll be much more receptive to your words than some random strange furless, scaleless creature from the future that's allegedly a human. Especially because the only human she ever saw was that TV show that you binged with her. I'll try not to get distracted then. It's not like the sight of her won't remind me of her, but it's a risk I'll have to take. Gotta be practical. Grab her, chuck her through the portal, and then let the emotions hit you. Alright, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe that she actually might come back. Okay, is everything ready? Let's do this. This is pretty wild though. Alright, we all hear the loud clacking of the keyboard as Ipsum begins his calibrations. I still can't believe I agreed to be a co-conspirator in this though. Think of it this way. It's a good way to test the hypothesis that you made with Ushio back when he visited us. Hypothesis. We theorised that the time portal has been sort of a loop perpetuating a singularity, like the many worlds interpretation. Every action and every decision is replicated an infinite amount of times. And I also remember saying that this could cause a tear in the fabric of reality. The fact that we have an Anna who's been cured of a cancer with a serum from a future that for us never existed should show that either a tear isn't significant or isn't as destructive as you might have guessed. The very fact being true should be a paradox, but it isn't. So what we're doing isn't actually travelling back in our own timeline, just jumping into a past of another parallel world. But how do you know that there isn't already two versions of us already there? I don't. We can't know that. Either we'll be the first, or we'll have to try another timeline where we are. How are you so calm about this? I'll point at Anna. The second time I'm doing this, only now for a dragon I've never even met. What happened in the first timeline? I'll point at Anna even harder. This is the first time, Remy. This here, right now. We're living in the first time this very moment. Please pull yourself together and focus. Right, sorry. Yeah, Remy, get your shit together. And I thought my head was already spinning. I'm so ready. Alright, we're firing it up. Okay, everyone, the calibration's finished. Cool. Is the portal stable? Is it ready to fire up? Yeah, it's ready. The portal should be stable. Izumi has got to be close. I see movement to the east. Oh shit. Straight away, intercept. Keep her away from the portal controls or the underground generator. Be careful, she might be armed. Don't kill her. I mean, why not? Copy that. Alright, let's go. Fire up the portal, Ipsum. The portal lights up, and its rings begin spinning around its circumference. The faint beeping and the strong buzzing noise of the portal opening up to a reality I hadn't ever seen before is beginning to come together. Bryce, Adine, Lorem, Anna and I all jump through the portal, hoping against hope. Oh god, we're gone. Through? Zoomies. Out of here. Actually, we're not out of here, we're kind of like into here. I don't know how to phrase it. Time travel difficult, man. But Ipsum got this. We made it through finally, all 5 of us, in the past. All of us were greeted with the cold bite of midwinter. Are we all going to get like nausea and that coming through here too? Wow, no matter how many times I do that, it never gets any better. Ugh. And I think it's also the first time everybody else has done it. We're kind of used to it, but all the dragons, I don't think so. Tell me about it. My stomach's turning upside down. I feel dizzy. Not faring any better here either. Same here, but at least we made it. I don't see anything. Where is everybody? Everyone pulls yourself together. Anna, portal controls please. The thing is still open, so you should still be able to speak to Ipsum. Lorem, take to the skies. Adine, lead me toward your apartment from here, and let's make sure we avoid your flight routes. On it. And with that, Lorem takes off, while Adine and I begin our cold, long detour toward the town. Don't go too far, Lorem. You don't want to shut the portal behind him and then get him stranded. It feels surreal to be back here. I can imagine. Even I'm still not used to the whole being in the past while knowing what comes next situation. Mostly because I've always forgotten when I exited the portal. Are we really doing the right thing, though? Probably not, but we're already in too deep to quit. I suppose that's true. I just wish this wasn't a necessary measure. Just imagine this timeline's Remy, exactly. I know, he's still going to suffer, but instead of Amelia dying alone in the cold winter snow, she will just disappear without a trace. Hopefully, at least. But at least this way, our Remy doesn't have to anymore, and neither do you. Just feel so selfish. I know. To be honest, I still haven't forgiven myself for not doing something to prevent this. I understand. I know how it feels to be guilty of things you could have prevented, but sometimes fate oh wait, we got interrupted. I quickly hold out my hand in front of Adine and pull her to the side, hiding behind a corner. Okay, see you tomorrow. Take care. Yeah, what would happen if you met yourself? Oh no, okay. I feel like I forgot something. Strange, but I better get going anyways. I'm sure I'll remember on the way. And with that, we managed to dodge a time paradox. We were extremely lucky the older Dean didn't see us. Because, yeah, we are taking the selfish path. We could have just been like, oh, excuse me, Dean, go check on your friend, and then just, like, leave. But no, we're going to go whole hog. We're going to grab Amelia for ourselves. And we're going to give everybody a happy ending in our timeline. Was that me? Yes, that means Amelia should still be in the apartment. Wait a moment. This is way too surreal for me. Do you remember turning back at all? No, that's the reason Amelia ended up dying alone. That just means we now have time to save her. Let's wait a minute and go. Okay. After waiting for the other Adine to be far enough away, we approached the door. Deep breaths, okay? Adine, keep your emotions in check. Save the hugs until we're back in our timeline. Right, of course. Got it. Because she's already sick, isn't she? After working up our courage, I knocked on the door. Who's there? You wouldn't believe it if I told you, so could you please open the door first? What's that supposed to mean? I don't want any solicitors or door-to-door salesmen this time of night. No, nothing like that, Amelia, I promise you. Wait, Adine? You just left, though. Just listen to her, please. After an exasperated sigh, I hear someone approaching the door before... Hello? There she is. It's Amelia. What the heck are you? Rude. Calm down. Adine, what's going on? Why is there a creature with you? Amelia, that's not a creature. He's a human. Wait, that's a human, but... No. Not to put too fine a point on it, but it's kind of freezing out here. Could we please take this inside? Oh, sure. Come in. How's your health, though? For someone at death's door. Hopefully she's gonna be alright. So, as I was about to say, I thought humans were only myths. They do exist, but him being here isn't going to be the most outlandish thing you're about to hear tonight. But he's hairless and scaleless, has no wings or a tail. Okay, so I know Adine's been making you watch the sitcom with humans in it, and they look nothing like me, but please listen, we don't have much time. You're about to die, literally. You're scaring me, Adine. What's going on? We're here to save your life, Amelia, and everybody else's. By telling me that you found a human? Not exactly, Amelia. He's not just a human. His name is Ushio, and he's a time traveller from the future. What? Adine, are you crazy? She's not crazy, and we're not lying. I point to the empty pill bottle on the counter. Look, you're about to go out to refill your prescription because you're sick, am I right? Yes, but how did you know? Again, time traveller. Long story short, you're not going to make it. You ran out of energy in the middle of the street and froze to death. I checked the clock. It's 6:22. In about 18 minutes from now. Oh, damn. Right in the nick of time. What? You trying to tell me that I'm going to die tonight? Only if you don't come with us. Come with you where exactly? Back to the future where we came from, obviously. That's crazy. You can't expect me to just go along with that. I mean, where would you even take me to the future? More importantly, why? I'll explain it later, but please, trust us. No, that's insane. Is this some kind of prank or something? Look, it took us an insane amount of luck and energy to get back here and help you, Amelia, and Remy's been mourning your death for almost 2 years. If you don't let us help you, he's likely going to hang himself. What? Remy, that can't be true. He's still beating himself over not being able to be with you here and now. The only thing we can do to help him is if we take you to the future with us. You could be healed and be with him without fear of persecution by the council and the media, but we can only do that if you trust us. Dean, what do I do? This is crazy. I know it's crazy, but it's real, I promise. I've been regretting not seeing that empty pill bottle and getting you that medicine myself for so long too. Dean, what do you think the odds are? Odds? The odds of him knowing the name of my boyfriend, and my illness, and the details about our life together, and the night of my death. That's all a bit too much to be just a coincidence, don't you think? I mean, we also know that you're pregnant. Amelia, we don't have time to argue about this. Please, we can discuss it later. There's an undiscovered portal at the edge of town, and we don't know how long Anna and Bryce can keep it safe. Wait, Anna? The egotistical prodigy? Yes, her. And she's the one keeping the portal stable, so the faster we can get back there, the better. Dean, I don't know. Please, Amelia. I'm starting to get nervous as I look out the window. Dean, we're going to have to go soon. I'm starting to worry about Anna and Bryce. I don't want to be stuck in this timeline forever. What happens if we get stuck here? There'll be 2 Bryces, 2 of yous, 2 Annas, 2 Lorems stuck here with me. And in about a year's time, when the portal gets fired up again, there's going to be another me. Either way, things are not going to be good with that many duplicates of us. We need to evacuate this timeline with or without Amelia. That doesn't sound good. It isn't. People will be asking questions if there are suddenly 2 of at least 4 people here, not to mention a human before any are supposed to show up. Either way, we need to get moving. Please, Amelia, trust us. Remy needs you. Okay, fine. We're doing it. I see Amelia walk into one of the smaller rooms of the house before I hear the telltale sound of some kind of cloth. Looks like she put on some kind of cloak. This might be useful. Good. Dean, get to the shop and refill her prescription while I get her toward the portal. But be sure to avoid meeting your other self at all costs. I'm sorry, what was your name again? Ushio. Alright, where are we headed? East side, outskirts of town. There's a portal there. You want me to take a walk all the way over there? It's too cold for you to fly in your current state, and you're too sick as it is. So walking is the only option we have if we're to make it there safely. But you said I ran out of energy and died on the streets anyway, so how do you propose that we make it to the portal? It's not just Dean who's with me, I can call for help. How? I quickly open the door and lean out before calling Lorem down from the roof. Yo, Lorem! Where is he? There he is. Hey, what's going on? We need to get Amelia to the portal. She's too weak to walk there. Get back to the portal and call Bryce over. Wait, what about the mast? Stay there and assist Anna with recon. She can take care of her. Alright, got it. Who was that? That was your postman from the future, so let's get moving. My postman? What? Amelia, please. Time's running out. I'll go and get the medicine. Amelia, we'll catch up on the way. Thank you, Dean. We'll see you there. Let's go, let's go. It's a bit of a time travel drug run. We're going to get them drugs and we're going to get Amelia to a safe place and all the treatment and love that she needs. Dean goes and dashes off to the pharmacy and I take Amelia outside and we start walking down the street. The cold's biting through my clothes, but I never prepared for a winter in this world, so I didn't even have any better clothes to bring. But at least Amelia's got a cloak. Yeah, hopefully we don't freeze to death, that would suck. So, what's going to happen after I get better and you guys take me to the future? What happens to me? We're still working on that. Technically, you've been filed as deceased for 1.5 years in our time, so someone just suddenly coming back from the dead is gonna cause quite a stir, but we'll deal with that when it happens. For now, you staying alive is the priority. You keep saying our time and my time, and I don't really know what's going on. Right, basically, time isn't a straight line. It's basically like branches of a tree, with each decision creating a fork. Whenever you asked, should I eat toast or cereal today, there's a timeline where you ate the toast, and when you ate the cereal, and the portal allows us to visit the other choice. Wait, so does that mean there's a version of me somewhere that ate cereal today? That's not the point. The point is any decision you ever made has a timeline where you did the opposite decision, and the portal lets us go to those timelines. But then, why did you want to save me? If my decisions led to my death, then doesn't that mean that was fate and I was meant to die? Fate's bullshit. Fate preordained that Anna dies of cancer or by being killed by another human, and the portal let me take a future cure from an alternate timeline to cut that fate off. Fate can bend if you know how to bend it. But what if it was that my fate that I wasn't supposed to survive? Okay, cut her off. Basically, you're fated in every timeline to die tonight. The portal's given us a chance to create a new timeline that avoids said fate. But what if... Look, Amelia, there's a reason we're saving you. Oh, so this isn't for the sake of humanity or anything noble? You just have an ulterior motive? Yes, the ulterior motive is giving Remy a reason to stay alive. You did mention that he's suicidal. How bad is it? If I didn't befriend him, he would have already been dead in my timeline. Really? He blames himself for not being here for you now, and not being able to protect you. The fact that you've died is really eating him up inside. Sure, adopting a hatchling from the orphanage helped him cope a bit, but eventually those thoughts ate away at his sanity once more. So whether you agree or not, I'm taking extreme measures to help him this time. That extreme measure being meddling with time to save me, I assume. Exactly. Let's go, let's go. I can hear some footsteps. I noticed Amelia's movements becoming sluggish as the cold is finally biting into her. Her coughing fits certainly not helping. You right there, Amelia? No, I can't keep going. Then sit down. Adine will be with us shortly. Amelia sits down on the nearby bench and leans back. I place my hands on her blanket and begin rubbing it as hard as I can to give her a bit of warmth through friction. I can already see her energy wavering. Are you sure Adine will make it in time? She's got a couple of minutes left. The pharmacy's pretty close. I'm just not feeling so well. We should probably get under that cape with her. Oh no, please just hang on. Adine lands in front of us and immediately hands me the prescription bottle. We got it. I open the thing up and give Amelia a dose of the pills while Adine wraps her wings around Amelia for added warmth. Thanks, Adine. Hey, what are friends for? How much longer till we reach the portal? Bryce should be on his way by now. He can carry you. What are we going to do once we get there? Get everybody else in there and leave this timeline behind. Ipsum can close the portal when everybody's made it to the other side, and it'll be like this whole day never happened. We'll figure out a way to get you to the hospital and try to find some method to sweep your sudden resurrection under the rug with the council, but the priority will be you staying alive. Sounds nice. Was she struggling though? You mentioned Anna was with you. Is she still okay? Yes, she's just doing fine. Good to hear, but what? It's just hard to believe everything. I know it is. You have no idea how hard it was to convince everybody I know about this back in my timeline. You don't even know the half of it, Amelia. The timeline where we're from is like the 14th timeline he remembers going to. What? You're kidding? Nope. So he's travelled through 14 other timelines? That he can remember at least. And for what? To save us. There's so much you missed out on by dying tonight. We have to have a catch up at some point. Soon enough, we hear a rumble as Bryce gallops over to us. Oh, made it. Everybody okay? Amelia's a bit weak, but she got her prescription medicine and is holding steady for now. How's the portal? Anna's working her magic. It's been a lot more stable since she started helping with it. We've got the area under lock and key. Cool. Any signs of the masked human? None. Apparently, she's either not in this timeline or she's deaf. Lucky for us. Alright, Amelia, let's get you on Bryce's back. Right. Amelia weakly stands up and is carried onto Bryce's back, Adine holding onto her so she doesn't fall off. You two ready to go? Ready. Okay, let's get out of here. Alright, Adine, your turn for recon. Fly above us and keep an eye on the skies. We don't want the other you to see us. Got it. Let's go. Okay, Bryce. Let's go, go, go. Nighttime rescue. There's the portal. It's still switched on, so that's good. We're not far off now. A few minutes away, and we're at the portal. Thanks to Bryce's speed, we made it there quickly. Adine lands next to us as we approach Anna and Lorem. This is everybody, right? Good to see everybody. Did it go well? For the most part, yes. Amelia's with us. Is the portal holding steady? It's not perfect, but I think it's stable enough to not implode. But I don't want to risk any of us being in here if something goes wrong, so please get through quickly. Alright everybody, we're abandoning this timeline. Go, go, go! That's it. Go, go. Anna's last. Why you be last? Bryce and Lorem dash in, followed by Adine, and I hold out my hand to Anna to grab onto. As Anna and I hold hands, the two of us jump in once the others have disappeared. I hold onto her arm as tightly as I can and dash into the portal with her. The swirling rainbow of colours is blinding, as I feel like I'm being sucked into the vortex. This is always the hardest part, being pulled through the time stream. My senses go numb and I black out, but my body still feels like it's falling. I think we're coming through the other side now. Yeah. Zoom it. That's a whole lot of dragons at once. But I'm sure it's fine, we're used to it. Just keep your limbs tucked and your wings tucked. You don't want to get caught into a different timeline. Let's go through. Here we are, Remy. We did this all for you. Soon enough, with a thud, Anna and I fall onto the pedestal of the portal. As my vision clears, I count off the dragons. Adine, Amelia, Lorem, Ipsum, Anna, Bryce, Remy, Maverick. Everybody is here. Everyone is safe. I see Amelia has removed her cloak while I was out. Looks like it worked. Amelia. Amelia! I'm so tired. I need a moment. I see her leaning against Bryce, and it looks like the gesture is not lost on him. Bryce, now not the time for this. Remy, I can't believe it. After all these years, you're here. You look so much older. And you look as young as beautiful as the day I lost you. Anna looks away with a sad smile, glancing toward me. I just give her a small nod. I saw the same spark of hope in your eyes when I gave Reza the generator on your first day here. You really were happy to see me again, weren't you? Being ripped away from you by the doctors the day you died hurt me in a way you can't even fathom, Anna. I'm certain Remy feels the same with her. Guess you're right. That must have been the worst time of your life, I bet. You did good back there, Anna. You helped save her. Thanks. Anna rests her head on my shoulder in much of the same way. Amelia's resting hers on Remy's at the moment. After taking a moment to rest, Adine dashes over to Amelia and finally gives her the hug that she's been keeping inside. It feels nice to see them all finally happy together. Lorem looks exhausted though. I missed you so much. You did good too, Epshio. I admit I was sceptical at first, but now I see we did the right thing. You really have mellowed out from hanging out with me, Anna. Maybe I did. I don't think it's a bad thing though. I agree with that. Okay. And done. Original coordinates restored. Firing up the portal for testing now. Ipsum, all under control. And no sign of Izumi, so that was lucky. Because I don't think she would have been happy. Alright, cool, we got away with it. Ibsen finished restoring the time and space coordinates of the portal to the original ones, linking our portal with the one of this timeline's future, 65 million years from now. Or at least we hope. Since the comet is about to be diverted, reality should have already collapsed in on itself, right? Well, not exactly. With this, the human side of the portal is restored fully, as if nothing had ever happened, forever cutting us off from Amelia's original timeline, stranding her in a world where she can be healed, be alive, and be loved. I could feel the ghostly presence of our timeline's Amelia look at us from nearby. She was finally ready to let go, knowing that her other her will watch over Remy. Soon enough, once we caught all of our breaths, he picked Amelia up, and the 8 of us dashed toward the production facility, getting her to the medical ward so we can patch her up. We essentially hold the medical wing on lockdown, Ipsum, Anna and Remy working in the ward to get Amelia the medical care she needs, while Lorem, Bryce, Maverick and the Dean are with me holding the perimeter down. This is a terrible idea, but we're doing it to get the council's attention, and soon enough they investigate. Here we are. Are you sure this is the right way to do this? God, everyone keeps asking me this tonight. No, I'm not sure, but it's the middle of the night, and we can't wait for the council to just take notice. We need to get their attention before the media gets this news out. If we're able to keep Amelia safe, we need to get the council to cover this story up before anything can happen. I agree with your assessment, but just not your methods. You got a better idea of how to get ahead of the bureaucracy? Suppose not, but still, you better choose your words carefully. Oh, I will, don't you worry. What are we going to say? Soon enough, I see several dragons show up, chief among them being Emera. Evening. What in the maker's name's going on here? Well, Councillor Emera. We need to talk. This is not the way to go about it, Ambassador. Doesn't matter. There's a major ethical and moral dilemma that we can't wait on the council bureaucracy for that needs to be addressed now. In the middle of the night, you got 5 minutes to explain why you've locked down our town's production facility, Ambassador. The portal link in our worlds is also capable of time travel, and we've just saved a dragon who'd been deceased for a year and a half by bringing her forward from the past. You what? I'll say it bluntly, we could go back in time, we can see the future, and we can also see parallel dimensions, and we've saved one of the few brilliant minds your civilization had to offer who died an early death, all because of your council's negligence. Maybe not that blunt, dude. Stay out of this, Bryce. Whoops. So if I'm getting this right, you're saying you've broken multiple laws of science and brought a dead dragon from the past back to the present. Oh, that's just one half of the story. I've also brought back a cure from another future to heal another dragon who your council's disgustingly short-sighted decisions, based on subjective morality, would have doomed to die from cancer in a few weeks. And if I'm not mistaken, that's another crime against the laws of science, isn't it? I don't care. You can try to put me on trial or execute me, I don't care. The point is, whether it's moral or ethical or not, I just saved your 2 best biologists from death that would have been caused by your negligence. That's problematic. How much does the general population know of this? Chief Bryce, Deputy Sebastian, Deputy Maverick, Adine, Anna, your assistant Remy, Ipsum, Lorem, and Amelia, who is also the descendant I just saved, by the way. We just can't let this become public. It would cause anarchy, panic, and probably a rebellion. We need to contain this. And we will, provided you could somehow make it so Dr. Amelia's sudden return to life doesn't cause a stir. We're prepared to keep our mouths shut and let you sweep this under the rug, provided you leave all 9 of us who know alone to live peacefully. Emera seems to be long in thought, shaking her head, grumbling to herself and huffing for minutes on end, before turning to her 2 escorts who just shrug. What's the plan? What are we going to do? Very well, it can be arranged. It's not an ideal situation, but we cannot let word get out. This has never happened before, and we must contain this, provided you swear to never do such a thing again. Deal. Alright, we'll get our agents to contain this and make sure it's not publicised. You can have your peaceful lives, provided you don't interfere. Within reason, of course. What do you mean, within reason? Let's say Anna wants to take on a new science project using controversial methods. Maybe if you'd refrain from sending goons that would want to get her disbarred from the science community by using shady tactics and twisting the truth just so you guys can make your political careers look better, I won't have a reason to interfere. That's quite the accusation. Am I wrong? Well, looks like the three councillors have fallen silent. Exactly. Now, unless you'd like me to start a scandal that will ruin the reputation of the council, I suggest you stop meddling in my friends' lives with made-up moral and ethical concerns which are nothing more than thinly veiled but what about my political career decisions. We'll be in touch. I'm sure you will. Gone. Damn. I can't believe that worked. They're in the lose-lose situation. Maybe we should have also said stop sexually harassing Bryce, but you know, one thing at a time. If they expose us and try to prosecute us for breaking the laws of science, it'll cause chaos and mass panic, which will make them lose faith in their standing in the community, as well as causing riots and protests. Imagine how many dragons who also think their loved ones deserve a second chance at life would want to use the portal to do what we did for Amelia. And if they don't expose us and sweep this under the rug, they're going to lose a lot of faith if they do something like deny a research grant for Anna and get you involved. Exactly. Either they'll have the entire nation angry at them for denying everybody a chance to bring back their loved ones from the dead, or they'll have an angry human ambassador ready to expose them for meddling for political gain. So you've basically blackmailed the council. I prefer to call it being the biggest and meanest dragon in the room. I don't know, seems a bit too evil for someone like you. You remember what I said at the barbecue about a week ago, right? Yeah, I haven't forgotten how you said you stopped caring about consequences. Right, call me evil if you want, but I'm not letting this political bullshit ruin Anna's life any longer, and this will help Amelia in the long run too, and Remy. Well, I can't say I like what you're doing, but I can't argue with the results. This will probably make Amelia's life better, and I wonder how she's going to react to this. The best part about this is since there's no legal precedent, what we did wasn't even illegal. There's no legal record for or against bringing back the dead, or time travelling in general. They won't know what the hell to do with this situation other than act like nothing ever happened. That's certainly true. Still, Remy and Amelia might need to be careful. People will be asking questions if a supposedly dead scientist suddenly comes back and wants to take on projects. We'll figure something out. Okay, soon enough, morning comes. We'd lowered the lockdown of the facility to just the medical room Amelia's in, the 8 of us keeping watch over the recovering dragoness. She's still sleeping, recovering from her sickness. Anna and Ibsen working through the night together to help her, while Remy's busy holding her hand the entire time. Maverick and Lorem are resting out on the corridor, while Bryce and I were keeping watch. Bryce looks a little tired. He didn't sleep much last night, but he'll manage. I'm just sitting here, watching Amelia breathe. It was a success. We did it. After I got my happily ever after with Anna, Remy also got his. It's truly a miracle. It takes us a few days more to patch Amelia up before we have to move her over to Remy's place and keep her safe and hidden for the time being. At least while we await word from Emma and the council. I'm damn sure they weren't happy about this, but there's nothing they could feasibly do to us. We hold all the cards, and we're not afraid to play them should we need to. Yeah, back at Remy's. It's not just Remy's though, is it? Remy and Amelia's. Hey, I still can't believe you went through all this trouble for us. I got my happily ever after with Anna. It would have been selfish for me not to help you two while I had the tools to do so. Now for the bigger shock, your daughter. Right, Emily. Emily? Daughter? Oh boy. I'll go get her while you explain the situation. Okay. So, this is what happened. Not long after you died, your frozen, corpse was sent off to Anna for autopsy. Remy accepted. We know you're pregnant. Congratulations, by the way. And your deceased version was also. Well, Anna was on cancer research for quite a while now, somehow. Some way she also developed one in her body, and thus tripled her efforts to find a cure, so she could find one for herself that would work. So she liberated a few of the fertilized eggs from your remains, and grafted her own DNA into one of them. and out of that frankly horrifying experiment, one egg survived even after her lab got raided by the council. Later, through some more time travel shenanigans, I learned that Amelie, the hatchling Remy had adopted, is actually that survivor. So she's half you and Remy's daughter, and half Anna's clone. Ha, my head's spinning. This is just too much. I'm sure this is an extreme amount of information to take in, right after being saved from your inevitable demise, but wow. I actually ran out of encouraging things to say for once. This is one of the most difficult situations I've ever seen. I mean, I think she just kind of has to, like, go with it. I don't think there's any other way to process it. It's just like, oh, you got some kids. It's like, alright, cool. So yeah, there we go. The resemblance is there, sorta. So, meet your mother, Amelia. Hello. It's unusual to have a family where the child arrives before the mother. This must be said. Okay, my goodness, she's adorable. And I can see the resemblance to Anna in her. Yeah, I hope her being a runner isn't going to cause an issue. Not at all. How do you do, little one? Good. Play? Maybe a bit later. Mummy's sick and needs a better rest. Sick? Yes, sick. She needs to take it easy for a while. Okay. So, right. I'm sure you two have a lot of catching up to do. I just dropped by to check on how you two are settling in. Oh, things are going excellently. Thanks in no small part to you. Just a week ago, I never would have dreamed that the love of my life could come back to be with me. You got a good heart, Remy, despite your penchant for nosiness. Just, if you're going to quit being Emma's aide, try not to pick a career where you have to hide your relationship, alright? Yeah, I've learned my lesson. Me too. We're forever in your debt. Think nothing of it. I was just doing what feels like the right thing to do, even if it's selfish. I should be going now, though. We should meet up again sometime. Maybe we could all get together and visit the festival, like what you called me about, Remy. Sounds like a great plan. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, festival. I'll give you a call soon in that case. I'll see you guys there then. Got ourselves a happy ending. Oh yeah. Which is really, really, really good. So Amelia finally made it to our timeline. And that means that Amelia's ghost in this timeline, I think, was able to move on. After checking on how Remy, Amelie and Amelia are getting accustomed to living together, and also making some plans to get together and walk around town a bit later, I made my way back to my apartment, finally. Curiously, the door was unlocked, so already I'm being suspicious. As I enter my temporary lodging to look around, and while nothing seems different, there's this ominous air in the room, and I can feel like I'm being watched. I decide to hazard a guess and try to play it cool, see if my intuition fails me this time. Is it Izumi? Is she going to have an issue with this? Here we are. I know you're in here, Izumi. You can't hide from me in my own home. You're becoming too clever for your own good. There she is. I'm pretty sure I told you to stay out of my way. And I'm pretty sure I told you I won't let you go back in time for Remy's girlfriend. We're playing by my rules. And those rules state that you ought to be kept away from the controls of the portal if and when I need to use it. No more deleting the coordinates hoping to stop Reza from escaping and leaving me to die or retry from day one. I don't like your attitude. This isn't who you were before. That was before I recovered all the memories time travelling erased because your emergency coordinates were messing with my head. And that was before Anna died, even after doing everything in my power to save her. That was before humanity shunned and find me, then understand what the pain of loss is. However, even that wasn't enough to make me abandon them, unlike you. Your bias plans prefer Dragonkind be saved while humanity suffered. Reza's bias plans were only about himself and leaving us in the dirt. I've had enough of both of your manipulative crap for a lifetime. Despite how much of a murdering prick Reza is, in the end, you're no better. Every timeline, you never once thought to leave a note about the portal's coordinates. Should we be able to stop Reza when I went with only one dragon? Every time you either deleted the coordinates or sent one of the other versions of me to do it in your vaguely worded secretive ways. How many times did one of my other selves get trapped in the timeline where they had to be stuck here because there were two of me? How many times did the other versions of me had to be stuck living as the lone human, cut off from their home and friends in this world where Reza corrupted Dragonkind's views on humanity irreparably? Don't answer that. The point is, your plans are just as failure prone as Reza's plans, so this time we're doing what I want. Consequences be damned. And if that means I had to assemble a team of 7 dragons to do what you're too much of a coward to try, and I had to get Maverick to keep you away while we did it, then I regret nothing. You keep saying, damn the consequences, but do you really think your actions elevate you above them? Don't patronise me. And what would have happened if you failed? Would you have gone through every timeline and again, trying to find a way to fix your mistakes? Because it would have been an infinite number of failures and disappointments. Just as many failures and disappointments as your half-assed plan came with to begin with. Like I said, don't patronise me. Just because you're too much of a coward to go back in time and try and warn Dragonkind of the meteor as their creator, doesn't mean I have to be. Seriously, you said you calibrated the portal to check when it loses its own signal, trying to connect to itself at a later time. Not once did you ever think to go back in time and plant the seeds for a plan for the dragons to save themselves. Just telling them to watch the skies was obviously not enough. And before you go all, what about humanity, you weren't afraid of recruiting me to try and save the dragons, so you should have known the risks already. Saving Dragonkind would have created a paradox immediately if time worked like that. With them staying alive past the time the meteor would have hit, you and by extension they should have been wiped out of existence due to the planet not changing in a way for humanity to evolve the same way we did. But we're still here, so that's obviously not what's going on. As such, me going back to the past of another parallel timeline to liberate one dragon and change her fate is well within what we could accomplish without wrecking everything. Did you seriously think that I didn't think this through over the past 2.5 weeks that I've been in this timeline? Or the 3 weeks between Anna dying and me coming to this time I'm in the last one? Nevertheless, you went too far this time. You and I both know such callous disregard for safety and order will be in your head. I knew I should have killed you the moment you told me you remember everything. You want to say that again a little louder this time? Got that gun ready? You could wave that gun around all you want. You'll still be too much of a coward to actually use it. You want to bet your life on that? You could have shot Reza, and you could have shot Damien as well, but you didn't. All you do is wave that thing around as an intimidation tactic. Or, unlike Reza, I'm not a bloodthirsty killer, but even my patience has its limits, isn't me? Try to talk down to me when everything I've done so far was to everyone's benefit is wearing really thin. You can't know that. Breaking the natural cycle of life and death in multiple concurrent timelines is something you should never have attempted in the first place. All I can say to that is suck it up and deal with it. But if you think killing me here will accomplish anything, you know I won't go down without a fight. We both know every timeline you die to a single shot from Reza, and while I might not have as good as aim as him, I'm not that bad of a shot myself. Either way, if you dare try to attack me, the most you'll get is mutually assured destruction, because you could be damn sure I'm taking you to hell with me. Also, she's not registered as a person, so we could hide the body and no one would ever know. And then who would go back in our stead to try again if Dragonkind can't divert the meteor? Reza? Fat chance. Not to mention, you'd be dooming your beloved dragons. And if, and that's a really, really big if, you manage to survive trying to kill me, I know at least 9 dragons who will be on your case almost immediately. And finally, you could bet dollars to donuts Anna would tear to pieces with her own bare claws herself. So, if I were you, I'd choose my next step very, very carefully. Izumi clenches her teeth as she weighs her options, but I can tell I won. Her expression falters. That's what I thought. I holster the weapon while making sure to keep my hand on the handle, just in case she tries to pull a fast one. And don't try to sneak into my apartment and kidnap me like you tried on my first night here. That one isn't going to work on me again. You do well to learn that I will never lower my guard with you. I watch as she mulls over the situation, clearly wanting to say something back, but she relents. With a sigh, she just shakes her head. Now, if you be so kind as to get the hell out of my apartment, I've got dragons to meet and protect. She begins to slowly walk toward me, and I'm ready to defend myself in case she pulls something. But she just walks past me. I just hope it continues to work out well for you. Despite my misgivings, it has so far. But tell me one thing. Do you feel lucky? Or do you feel like that luck is going to run out soon? Luck has nothing to do with what I've accomplished in this timeline. It was sheer, raw, pure, unfiltered, unmitigated determination. Well then, here's hoping it continues to last. Good luck. Because ultimately, she does want that. She is getting what she wants. The dragons are saved, and it's going okay. We just got to not push the boat out too far and mess with the whole time space thing. And with that, she exits my apartment and is gone. Good riddance. Damn, she ain't no friend of mine. I'll take a quick nap to restore some sanity and get my mind out of the dark places this encounter's sent me to. How dare she judge me for what I've done when it was her constant inaction that led to this in the first place? Slowly, I start to feel like I'm becoming something I'm not, like I'm becoming more and more like Reza, only instead of killing, I'm trying to save everyone by whatever means necessary. I need to get my feet back on the ground before I develop a god complex out of this or something. This isn't good. This isn't who I am. It's another morning. I wake up an hour or so later. It's time to check and see if anything new's going on. Looks like I got a message. Hello? It's me. I've had to do a lot of consulting with my lawyer about this whole situation, especially now that Amelia's back. Apparently our little stunt made most judges want to avoid our case as much as possible, which is both a blessing and a curse. Blessing in a way that we could probably get rid of Damien without much hassle, but a curse in a way that until we find a judge who's willing to risk it, this is going to take a while. Either way, I'm going to be in another meeting with her today, so if you want to beat up, it'll have to wait until tomorrow night. Miss you. Miss you too. I guess that leaves me with few choices. Time to finally have some fun, and we're going to be having fun, hopefully, in the next episode, but that is it for now. This is Usho signing off, and hopefully I will see you next time.